follow trawler. It's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.
Talking nonsense. So I thought, no, enough's enough. Why should I put up with that? Talking nonsense. So I thought, no, enough's enough. Why should I put up with that? Don't back down, double down. Don't back down, double down. Yes, how we all doing? I know the game's kicked off. I just can't help but play that tune for 2 minutes. But you join us at Fir Park today. Obviously, I'm not at Fir Park. Celtic are, though. I would have loved to have been there today, actually. I'm off, you know. Oh! Nearly scoring already. Good save by Kelly and goals. How we all doing? Nice to see you all. Not that I can see you, but you know what I mean. Big one today. 3 changes in the starting lineup. What do we all make of them? I think there's a wee bit of negativity on the old socials, if I'm honest to you. Sorry I'm a bit late as well. I'll tell you why. Cutting about the house, quite relaxed. Having a wee Warburton's crumpet, as you do. And realised that 1:15 that I hadn't actually showered or anything today. I was just going to jump on looking like a tink. I've been up for ages. Just what I do. P. McGinley is on board. He doesn't fancy listening to Andy Walker's depressing tones for 90 minutes when the hoops. McGinley, I know, mate. Who does want to listen to his shite? I've gotten very quietly on the old headphones. It's funny how you see podcasters of any variety, and they've always got good equipment and that. I'm just wearing a pair of Marshall headphones, you know what I mean? As if I was listening to an old 45, you know? Kaylee, yes, there's my boy happening, Bhoycie. Are you ready for this? I can't believe Jota's on the bench. I'm not. I get why there's been some rotation. I think the players bust a gut, you know that, on Wednesday. I also think Jota was maybe thrust into the starting lineup a game earlier than what Andrew would have wanted to, such was the magnitude of it. So I wonder if it maybe does make a wee bit of sense. And Maeda as well, from what we hear, is going to do a good job. I'm not crying, by the way. I don't know, had a bit of February hay fever there. I don't know what was going on. Brown Warrior, yes, mate. Good to have you on the bus. Lanky67 says all aboard the Bhoycie bus, as does Vim the Tim. Yes. Love it. Love it. I mean, I don't know about yous, but Wednesday's going to be very tough for us to replicate today. But here we go, attacking again. Ball's in the Motherwell goalie's arms, though. I'm on 3 minutes 25 seconds, by the way. I don't know where yous all are. If someone's let me know. Ian, yes, mate. How you doing? On the hoops, you know it, mate. It's going to be hard for us to replicate. Do you know what I mean? Like what happened on Wednesday. There's naturally going to be almost a bit of a performance hangover, I think. And that's maybe why the lineup was freshened up a wee bit as well by Ange with the 3 changes. What about the Bhoycie bus midweek as well? Fucking hell, man. 5.8 thousand views. This little old bus. Love it, man. That's mental. We're 2 months old today as well. Our first broadcast was 6th of December. I think we've had 64,000 views in that time. Not bad. Fucking not bad at all, is it really? O'Malley Cat, good to have you. Thoughts on the idiots in the Sky Studio wanting the winter break gone because Rangers lose their momentum and that's why Celtic are top. A winter break is designed to help you, you know, to help all the teams. Kaylee is asking if I'm alright. I sound a bit not well. Absolutely fine. I hope it's the right microphone I'm using. But no, absolutely fine. Vim the Tim's a minute ahead. Fair enough, mate. I've got the old Sky Go on. I've not got a TV set up here yet. I'm going to need to set a telly up, use one of my Sky boxes. Kaylee's only 3 minutes behind now. Not bad. Edward Diver, what's happening? Hail, peeps. Love it. And yeah, we after the game today, we'll do some post-match piss shit. 3:40. What time did I say? I don't know. Half an hour after the game finishes. Anyway, I won't go straight on. We'll let the other lot do the wee thing for half an hour, and then we'll get the main event on after that. And then what was I going to say? Catch up in the Double Doon show for last night. That was very good chat with Stephen Thompson. Top lad. It was very good fun. Again, I mean, I keep telling people the quiz isn't complicated, but when it comes to actually counting up the scores, I seem to be struggling more than the viewers. So maybe reflect on that one a wee bit. Celtic moving up the left a wee bit. And as always, we are sponsored by fanboyfootball.com. Bespoke t-shirts, prints, not just Celtic ones as well. Plenty of Scottish clubs on offer. And there is going to be a Bhoycie bus section. I will be in talks with them in the next 2 days to discuss designs that I want. If I want a slogan on there, which I think I do. And then the sort of the colour scheme that we want to go for as well. Hopefully we'll have a wee announcement to make maybe in the next week or so about where you can get some Bhoycie bus t-shirts. World's gone mad. The world has gone mad. O'Malley Cat, they said the winter break is there for the snow and postponed games. Now that all the pitches are up to standard, they should get rid of the break. Oh, their pain is real. Interesting to see how today plays out. I mean, Motherwell look a comfortable top six side under Graham Alexander as well. See with Graham Alexander, right? I was just, even with his name, then his appearance mixed with it, I was just convinced he was going to have this like really broad Scottish accent. I did not expect him. To sound like what he does, you know. Sorry, Graham, if you're listening or watching back. And yes, it comes. One of our Japanese bus passengers, viewers, and they're saying scallops are called hotate in Japanese. Hotate, 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 hotate. I love it. I learn something new every day on the Bhoycie bus. Kaylee is offering to put the TV on my wall. That's very kind of you, and I'm glad to hear that hers, Rhiannon's is still standing. All aboard the Rio Speedwagon. James Young says, hold the bus. It's a total waste of a third of a stand at Fir Park. I mean, I get this, but all the clubs seem to be doing this now, you know, looking after their own customer base, so they say. Which I think is a big different argument when you're going to actually sell tickets for it. Surely it's lost revenue for them as well. Maybe they think they're getting a sporting advantage by not having as many Celtic fans there. Remains to be seen. But Giakoumakis buying a foul there at the halfway line. I say buying it, I mean Solholm's came, you know, Solholm, whatever his name is, has came right through the back of him. Just those fouls that Giakoumakis can win us. Completely different dynamic he gives Celtic up top. And oh, unlucky McGregor trying to play. Is that Giakoumakis, is it? It looked a bit short there than normal. So Maeda's starting down the left, which I like the idea of. I mean, I like the fact Ange's sticking with Giakoumakis as well. I mean, I was listening to the Clyde One phone-in last night. I don't mind that Gordon Duncan normally, you know, but he was like, last night he was just trying to pick an argument with, I think it was Gordon Dalziel or whatever, and he was just like, you know, he kept saying like, oh, well, would you not expect Maeda to start ahead of Giakoumakis because he's more of an Ange-type player? I'm like, how do you know he's more of an Ange-type player? Giakoumakis has started more often than not when he's been fit. Ange paid 2.6 million for Giakoumakis. He's got Maeda on loan with an option to buy for only 1.5. You know, who's to say Giakoumakis isn't the exact type of centre forward? And Kyogo was signed to play out wide as well. He wants Kyogo and Maida, or Kyogo and Jota with Giakoumakis as the focal point. I mean, Giakoumakis is fully fit. Seems to play for Ange. Yeah, James Young, I agree. It's bad taste. I think it's stupid. I mean, they're cutting their nose off and spite their face. I mean, it's not a great advert for Scottish football either, is it? When it's big empty stands like that, or a third of an empty stand when it could be full. Yeah, I've seen that McGinley. He's sliding into the post there, Jack Max. Just he strikes me as strikes me as one of those guys. He's really like hungry, enthusiastic, and I like that. You know, I think when you look at the first half of the season when he was making the sporadic appearances, because he wasn't 100% fit. He struck you like he was going to be this sort of languid, sort of calm demeanour on the park and almost look nonchalant. You know what I mean? What it says, he was going to look at times like he doesn't give a fuck. But actually, he's the opposite of that now. He's fully fit. Oh, lovely link up play with Giakoumakis there again, trying to get Taylor through a beautiful wee back heel. Brown Warrior, Russell, you had Tim Cahill playing for years. Giakoumakis is that type. Yeah, I don't think you're totally wrong there. Ian, we're going to talk about this, and why not do it now? How interesting that Julien's not on the bench the last 2 weeks when he was on the bench before. Are we going to see him this season's going to be the next question I think people are asking about Julien. That injury's kept him out for what? Coming up 14 months now. Well, a hell of a long injury. It's particularly in the modern day where injuries do seem to heal quicker. I mean, I can remember, I think was it Michael Moles that got the damaged cruciate ligament that kept him out for 18 months. He was never the same player really when he came back. Yeah, players now, if they damage a cruciate, what was Zlatan? 5-6 months for that, even when he was 34. Crazy. So 14 months is a long time to be injured. You wonder if, or you hope certainly, that there is no recurring theme with that and it's not more serious than what we knew. Taylor at the edge of the box here. I think he should have been bold and had a shot. Still creeping around the danger area here. I like it. Motherwell camped in their own box though. Can Celtic unlock the door? Rogic trying to thread it through. Oh! Abada made it, and I don't think he realised. I think he looked as surprised as anyone that the ball got through to him. Atate's master is another Nakamura. Another Nakamura's level is about the same as Nakamura, who played an active part. So, well, if Atate can have the impact Nakamura had at Celtic, we will be delighted, my friend. Make no doubt about it. Pete McGinley speculating, has Julian another injury setback in training? I'm not sure. Ian's a wee bit more graver in his thoughts. He doesn't think Julian will be back at all. That would be really tragic if that was the case. He's only 29 years old, I think, Can't help it, but this current crop of players to me are arguably the most complete football side I have seen at Celtic. Edward, you were saying it was one of the best your best Celtic side you'd seen last night, if I remember correctly, which I love that positivity, Edward. Never lose that, mate. I like it. And, your opinion is your opinion. I mean, it's not the best. I think, technically, man for man, they're very, very comfortable side on the ball, aren't they? They're all technically very good, minus maybe Starfelt at times looks a wee bit uncomfortable on the ball. Other than that, I mean, the rest of them are all very good in the ball, you would have to say. And that's a good way of putting it, actually. This is one sexy Celtic side. You know it, mate. You know it. Brown Warrior, I'm getting flashbacks to Moses' misses. None of us want that. How you doing, Alex, my man? Good to have you on, mate. Very good afternoon to you. Abada driving at the Motherwell defence. Corner. McGregor waiting for the ball there a wee bit impatiently. This new McGregor that we're seeing. Probably going to call the ball by a shite bag in a minute. Never seen that side to McGregor that we were seeing on Wednesday. Brilliant. There was someone in the comments, Webster, from last night's Double Doon show, and they've put it as a like below the show now on YouTube. But he was saying, you know, like, I think the Alloa game kind of got to Celtic a wee bit because they were kicked up and down the place a wee bit. And McGregor's kind of went, you know what, enough's enough, that won't happen again. And maybe that has been the case. You know, maybe he's looked at his face and went, fuck this. You know, no one's getting to do that to me again. And he did seem a more riled up Callum McGregor than what we used to see him. I'm all for that, by the way. Just coming up for 60 minutes gone. Motherwell 0, Celtic 0. Now, we do like to get the job done in the first half, although, if we're all completely honest, it hasn't been a swashbuckling, scintillating first half that we have seen in recent weeks. But like I'd said, you know, earlier on in the match, you know, as the game was sort of kicking off, like, there was always going to be the chance of a potential slight hangover. Such was the energy put into Wednesday night's, you know, gallus performance. Cayley speculating maybe he's not as fit as Ange thought. Maybe not. Was Julian? Maybe not. Playing a bounce game against St Mirren for 45 minutes, then vanished. Yeah. You wonder if he has had another setback or what the reasons are behind that. Maybe Ange doesn't fancy him. Maybe Ange wants to utilise his subs with more attacking players, and if Welsh is on the bench, that's a good enough option at centre back for him. Who knows? Helen McCallum, good afternoon, Russell. I'm on the hoops. Come on, you boys in green. Good to have you back in the bus, Helen. I hope you are well. And yes, come on, you boys in green. Indeed. Needs something maybe to spark the game into life. Quite a measured approach from Celtic. And here they come down the right now. Abada trying to find the early ball this time for Giacomakis. Atati trying to play one round the corner there to play in Abada. But it comes to no avail. Abada's in very, very good form, I'd have to say. Kicked off by that brace at McDermott Park right before the winter break. Incredible to think that game was played by no fans. Seems so pointless that happening now. But anyway, that's a different debate. But yeah, 2 goals from Abada. He went into the winter break. You know, that naughty, scandalous winter break that happens in Scottish football. And he's came back, you know, and picked up from where he'd left off at McDermott Park. And since then, you're seeing, you know, a confident Liel Abada really is a danger for any opposition in this country. And I'm sure can make an impact in the Conference League as well. As he has in our other 2 European sort of... I was going to call them adventures. They've not quite been adventures as such. But in Champions League qualifiers, he's got goals. In the Europa League, he's got goals. I also think with Abada, 20 years old, his confidence is going to go in peaks and troughs, you know? That's what happens to young kids. And, you know, if he was a Celtic youth, you know, we wouldn't be hanging our hat, I don't think, as much as what we do on Abada. But he did come with a big transfer fee as well, in Scottish terms. It's not actually a big fee when you think about it. £3.6 million. Motherwell corner kick goes in. Maida wins as a throw-in. The workhorse, Derek Ferguson. Edward Diver, any news on the boy coming in from France? And if so, does that mean someone is going? No, but I did see his name. Is it Zinedine Nerhat? Zinedine. Wow. Joseph Island. Hail from Chongqing. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Give us some more background as to where you are watching from, Joseph. But the Bhoycie bus very much going global. On a wee world tour today. You are not the first person from overseas already to get involved in the comments. And we thank you for that. Cola Cube, come on, you boys in green. How's you, Russell? I'm very well, mate. How are you? More to the point. This is giddy. Celtic on a Sunday afternoon. Sparkling water. The Bhoycie Airbus. You know it, P. McGinley. When is it you're on? The Double Doon show, P. McGinley. 2 weeks' time? I can't keep up with it all, man. Give me 2 secs. I've got it here somewhere. Oh, Celtic on the ball outside the Motherwell box. That'd be typical. I'd be looking at my phone and something would happen. Do you know what I mean? "18th of Feb for P. McGinley. I like it, mate. Thanks for keeping me right, as I don't. My organisational skills are shocking, really. Who have we got this week? Oh, Mark Spfl on Friday. I'm looking forward to that. Mark watches every single week, not always live, but he enjoys the show. There is a link to Mark coming on as well, but I'll explain more of that when he comes on the Double Doon show. That's this Friday to look forward to. China, Joseph, outstanding, mate. And how's the weather in China? The sun is actually shining here in Fife today, which is always good. Anthony Ingles, yes, mate. It's Zinedine Ferhat from Amiens. Is it not Nimes, or is it Amiens? In the French League 2. But yeah, Zinedine, I mean, wonder who he's named after, eh? I wonder if his date of birth, or his year of birth, is 1998, the year France won the World Cup. Zinedine Zidane scored 2 goals. Wouldn't surprise you, would it? Or maybe 99. Something like that. 98, 99, I bet you. Well, is that you kind of ran into Maeda there and then did a ridiculous sort of jump into the air. Play being blown for what happened there? Referee wanted to chat with Giacomakis. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Oh, fuck off, beating you prick. Giacomakis looks confused. I mean, the Motherwell player's got 2 hands on the back of Giacomakis' jersey pulling him up. Surely the foul's been given. Then Giacomakis, as he's turning, obviously kind of went to grab a fistful. Giacomakis thinks he's trying to stay on his feet as well. It's one hell of a size defender Motherwell have there. I'm not entirely sure why it's Giacomakis having the big talking to there. I think John Beat needs to get a grip of himself already. Don't hold your breath like prick. Bhoycie's mystery tour. Pete McGinley, are you looking forward to coming on Double Doon? I meant to ask you that, mate. Get in the comments and any obvious, whilst we're on here, I'm filling up the diary. It's either a Friday or Saturday, your choice. If you want to come on the Double Doon show, just talk Celtic as if it was a Monday club. With me and Jonathan, just that type of vibe. I'll send you some talking points. We'll have a wee good debate about it all. And then we'll do a wee quiz at the end. Friday or Saturday night. It is good fun. It would be great to get some more of the viewers on. It is always the viewers that I'm looking to get on. It's not, I don't need past footballers on, to try and drive viewing numbers. The bus is for the viewers, from the viewers. It's as simple as that. We're normal. It's a normal bus, Don't need fucking guest appearances by some twat who played for fucking Peterhead in the 90s, do you know what I mean? Who cares? Kookaburra, yes, good to have you on. Conor Motherwell, the fans getting a wee bit excited by the wee bit of pressure from them. Sean Goss, did he not used to play for Rangers? I'm sure he played for Rangers years ago. I think there's a penalty claim. Mistimes the ball, then runs and, I am sorry, Cal McGregor's got his back to him and he's tried to do that sort of simulation type fall that he was tripped. Not in a million years, Sean Goss. Celtic try to break here though with pace, and it's a tatty on the ball, the right guy you'd want to break with pace. Motherwell cut that out, but they had to. Unlucky Tom Rogic. Trying one of those knives through butter passes that he does so well. You're watching from Japan, but it's 11 p.m. at night now and you're sleepy. Come on, 11 p.m. at night is nothing. I wish Celtic at times were playing at 11 at night. That'd be great fun. Maybe they should look into doing that. Do you know that? Like, putting on an SPFL pay-per-view at like 11 at night. Celtic against, I don't know, Aberdeen away. 11 p.m. That'd be brilliant. I'd be all for that. Under the disco lights, maybe even. O'Donnell with a chance, but a million miles over the bar. He's convinced it was a corner. To be fair, he's probably telling the truth, big sod. Ian, enjoy the Double Doon show last night. Made a change from Ant and Deck. You know it, mate. It was good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Ian. I had a lot of good fun, and Stephen was a brilliant guest. It's good when sometimes when you get a guest on like that who's so chalk and cheese for me that balance can sometimes work really well. But I like all the guests we got on. But Stephen was excellent last night. Fair play to him. Cola Cube. Yes, mate. Everyone's saying afternoon to each other now in the bus. It's good, eh? Cheating, beating. Cola Cube. Hoops need to score in the first half. Come on, Celtic. There's a bit of truth to that. Stephen, oh, there he is there. Hello, guys. Like the game. How are we playing? And any chances so far? There was a chance in the first couple of minutes, Stephen. I don't know if anyone's replied to you in the comments. Cola Cube. Oh, no, mate. I'm not on that anymore. No. That's why the bus got revved up, mate. I'm not on the other pod anymore, mate. Jack and Marcus! Fucking hell. What's he got to do? He should be on about 10 goals for the season, by the way. Hi, Harley. Hello. Tell me your daughter's name's Harley Kaylee, and I've not just got that completely wrong. Yes, Hatati. Kookaburra, we're trying to walk the ball in the net at the moment. Mix it up, take a long range shot. Hatati special would be nice. Maybe it's going to take that. Do you know that? And Kaylee, you were saying earlier, am I not feeling all right? I think you're now right. I'm blocked up. I don't know why. Those days have been blocked up, but a Sunday long gone, you know? So that's he turned 34. Gotta kiss goodbye to all that nonsense. Eugene McGeever, good to have you on the bus. Thank you for jumping on and watching. If you all haven't already, by the way, please hit subscribe. It helps grow the channel and all that, you know. Maybe even hit the bell, get notifications. Thanks for watching anyway. But Eugene, who do you think will win the Scottish Premier League this season? I think it's Celtic's year to win the Scottish Premier League trophy. Eugene, I share your views. I think everyone on the bus feels confident now that we can win it. If I am completely honest, Eugene. Oh! Abada! Get in there! Superb! He is on fire now. Get in there! And it's that sneaking run in the back post. And his finishing is just dynamite. His finishing has a maturity to it way beyond his years. The ball from Hatati, yet another assist from him. But, oh, superb. Hatati popping up wide left. But look at the coolness. What footed is Leo Abada? I want to know. I thought he was right-footed. Look at that on his left. Boom. Outstanding. But Eugene, in answer to your question, absolutely I think Celtic will win the league. Tony subscribed. Yes. Get in there, mate. Zane of Odin. Yes, my man. Great goal. You know it. Stephen, yes. Kookaburra, it's a bad. Again, we were talking about him, 7-8 minutes ago. He's in the form of his life. This guy's 20 years old. Honestly. There's a lot of rumours right now. Started in the January window and then resurfaced this week. Or last week, if it's last week now. Crystal Palace are looking at Abada. Wouldn't surprise you. We're not going to try and advocate, clubs looking at him on the Bhoycie bus, but we have to be realistic. It's a well-trodden path now. Players come into Britain, start their UK career, if you like, at Celtic, and then go down to England and tear it up. Whether that be a KT from the youth, or whether that be an Odson Edward coming from PSG, or a Van Dijk coming from Groningen. You know, you don't blame English clubs if they watch Celtic players now and know that if you're doing well at Celtic, you can come down and have an impact in our league as well. And if people are looking at Abada so quickly, they'll be thinking, Shit, he's 20 years old. 14 goals for the season now, I think, for Abada as well. 14. Fantastic numbers. I mean, he's on course. If we can make a wee bit of a dent in the Conference League, and I would like to think we can get past Bodø Glimt, I'd like to know your thoughts on that, because that game's fast approaching as well. More busy weeks for the bus. But Abada's got to be targeting 20 goals now. Come on, not bad. Rogic! Oh! What a goal! How many times against Motherwell? And we're laying down the gauntlet. And do you know what? We're beginning to put on the style a wee bit as well. It's 2-0. Cube, just what I said. We need to score in the first half. Now it's how many will we score? You know it. Hatai assist for the first goal, yes. But look, it's Abada with the assist this time. I get that. I actually thought Kelly had saved it because he does get his hand to it. That's why my reaction was slightly delayed. It's a wonderful effort. And do you know what? If Kelly had saved that, it would have been the save of the season. We shall not be moved is now being sang. It's been a long time since we even had to sing that, you know. Normally we'd be battering them miles behind us in the league by this point, you know, because the winter shutdown apparently. It's just because they can't hack the pressure in years gone by. Then last year we were the team miles off it. This year it's pretty tight, and that is why We Shall Not Be Moved is being sang, but it's music to my ears right now. Zainavoda, let's put a couple more past them. Edward, this is football from another planet. Maybe Ange is. You're right, maybe he is. It's brilliant to see though. You know, we thought it'd been a slightly slower start. You know, this Celtic team just says, hold my beer, you know. When we want to kick into life, we will. And it's so devastating. You know, you're looking at the Abada goal there and you're thinking, that's what Ange's wanting. Do you know what I mean? That type of goal. That is Ange's style to a T. Hatai popping out wide left, whipping one along the deck in, and one of his wide players making that blind run. Then you see just the craft in midfield. Tom Rogic, something using his imagination, something creative, and he's got the techers to do it. Well, Tony, you watched a Rangers YouTube channel after the game. One of the zombies said Rangers will go undefeated for the rest of the season. Well, yeah, well, good luck to them. Good luck to them with that. Bhoycie. Yes, John Duncan. The game is going to open up now, says Kookaburra. Oh my God, the outside of the boot ball from Hatai there. Abada's ball in. And you just sense Motherwell are rocking a wee bit here. What a strike, says P. McGinley. Wow, says James Young. Let's go. Slippers, Alex Forsyth, you know the pattern, mate. Tom Rogic, we won't forget to give everyone a fair sporting advantage. It's not the winter break that Chris Boyd or the like should be worried about. Whoever's in the Sky Sports studio today, I missed the build-up because I was trying to get ready for the Bhoycie bus. I'd forgotten to shower this morning, basically. So I was all done at the last minute. Hair's not as good today as normal, you know. And I know you noticed that, Kaylee. But the real sporting advantage is Tom Rogic plays in his slippers. What's the rest of our football boots? Yeah, beauty, says Helen. What a goal, says Teresa Lyle. Hello, by the way. Good to have you on the bus. Big Tam with a cigar and slippers on, and Auntie Ingalls. I mean, John Beaton, you are at it. Blatantly elbowed in the face. Now remember, the same Giakoumakis Beaton was so keen to have a chat with when there was a tussle that, again, I didn't think he was the culprit in, with the same Motherwell player. I don't even know his name. Yep. Good shoulder-to-shoulder challenge there. Flailing arm. And it's right in front of Beaton. Andy Walker says there's nothing in it. Well, I would say there's a hell of a lot more in that than what there was for you to have to take Giakoumakis aside, talk to him, calm him down, whatever you were doing, Beaton. You absolute prick. Nobody's got any time for you, mate. Bhoycie bus over to Albania for the European final. Imagine that. Ian, green and white, that would be class. We shall not be moved, Cola Cube. You know it. Stephen Coulter's on the bus. Yes, mate. And you're right, Rogic, brilliant. Utterly bizarre, McGinley. But John Beaton did this, it was time. Oh my God, 1-2. Abada! Giakoumakis offside. But yeah, it was interesting because obviously Giakoumakis, for whatever reason, has pissed John Beaton off now, right? Now, near Beaton, just to confuse things, near Beaton got a similar telling off from John Beaton at Tynecastle. Next foul Beaton for us, he committed. John Beaton couldn't sprint quick enough to give him that first booking, obviously. And I thought, you know, he just gets a wee bee in his bonnet, John Beaton, at times with certain Celtic players. He wants that, by the way, every game. He can't help himself. That's the guy who drinks in Rangers supporters clubs. I don't give a fuck if anyone thinks I'm being biased. You don't get more biased than a referee drinking in a Rangers supporters club. You know, how he even gets to do these matches is beyond me. And I think it's better to moan about it when we're 2-0 up as well. Do you know what I mean? Because they want to call you greeting and moaning on it all the time. Well, I sing when I'm winning. But I'll also tell the truth. And undoubtedly, guys like this prick shouldn't be in charge of Celtic matches. Ryan Kelly, yes. You know it, mate. Kelly, you're too kind. The hair is not perfect today, though. I don't think. Edward Diver, only a 23,000 capacity, Alberta. Well, mate, that rules out the bus. I'm only joking, but a healthy 71 passengers today on the Bhoycie bus as we speak. And we all know it's going to grow. We all know by full time that'll be over 100. How exciting. Post-match pressure on Wednesday. You know, I'm not fazed by a lot, right? But we're on a high. And I'm chatting animatedly with David Logue and Liam Colo, who wasn't chatting really. You'd think he was just sitting there pissed, which was great as well. To be young. And, you know, I looked up the top left. It freaking says 469 watching live. I think I lost my train of thought when I was talking, when I'd sort of seen that at that point, you know. But incredible. Absolutely incredible. Stephen Coulter says, get me on the Bhoycie bus. Stephen, my Twitter handle, RussellBoyce1, is at the bottom. If you're on Twitter, drop me a message. If not, find Russell Boyce on Facebook. Drop me a message, mate, and we will get you booked in to come on the Double Doon show. I would love that, mate. And we'll get your views. We'll have some Celtic chat, and you can enter that. You can obviously do the quiz at the end as well. We had brilliant fun with Stephen Thompson on last night. We've had an array of guests. You can catch up on all the episodes on the channel as well. Even if you just want to fast forward to the quiz to see how you'd have done, it's good fun. It's only a 6-question quiz. Ed or Dive, you're going to need a bigger bus, boy. I know. Can you all hear me again, yeah? Sorry about that. Robert McGuigan, he's a wave. You know it, mate. Anytime, my man. If it was a lorry I was on, not a bus, I'd be honking the horn, mate. You know what I mean? Kevin 14, a great talking point. Has anyone else noticed we're hitting the target more now with chances since the break? Yeah, and I think Ange has been trying to ram that point home that we need to take advantage, particularly in these first half displays. There I go again. You should play Bhoycie bingo with that when I say particular first half. But I think you're absolutely spot on. Andrew's still ramming it home after the Alloa game. You know, he was almost frustrated, disappointed about a professional foul there by the Motherwell player. It must be a booking, and it is for Nathan McGinley. But yeah, I think he was still frustrated at the lack of goals we'd scored. So definitely one of his focus points has been, certainly since the turn of the break, you're absolutely right, is chances that must be converted more. And I actually still think Celtic are guilty, Kevin, of not winning by more margins than what they should be. Such is the dominance that they're showing against teams, particularly in the first half. I hate saying that, particularly first half. I say that all the time. Oh, here's Maeda. First touch like Peter Tobin, mate. Sort that right to it. Awful. Oh, good pressing. Is that Rogic? It forced an error. Rogic pressing like that. Chances about it. Oh, unlucky, my son. Good to see the likes of Maeda tracking back there. Got nothing but praise for Angie's team selection as well. Ryan, I agree with the team selection too. There was changes have to be made when you're playing at the intensity that we are right now, particularly in the first half. But honestly, I mean, there was a lot of energy exhausted midweek. It was a great result, a famous one, you could say. And I wasn't surprised to see some changes either. And do you know what? The squad strength and depth, I was saying this on Twitter earlier this morning, the squad strength and depth really does show when you're like, Maeda, J-League's top scorer, comes in for Jota, one of our players of the year. I'm okay with that. Would I prefer Jota? Maybe, but it's not a slight on Maeda in any way, shape or form. We've got Ralston, one of our best performers in the first half of this season, comes in for Juranovic, on form, arguably Celtic's best player just now. Again, it's not a crazy downgrade, if any at all. And then you've got Tom Rogic comes in for O'Reilly. I mean, twin for twin. You know what I mean? Kaylee, love to see Ange being so humble after the Wednesday game. You love how he communicates to the media. He's some guy, just love him. He's winning the hearts and minds of all the Celtic fans right now. Skeptics at the start of the season like myself. And I don't mind being that, by the way, because I think, I gave a case for why I felt like that. It wasn't because I'd never heard of him or anything like that, or anything as weak as that. I actually felt there was more holes in his career that could have been, pointed out, as opposed to all the gushing from Australian media, which I thought, you're going to get that because they're biased in a way. Maeda's a great ball. Chances! He's offside. If Lila Barada doesn't overhead kick that, just gets out the road, Rogic taps it in. Rogic is finished there, though, that was blocked on the line. Is a wee bit casual for my liking, but I wouldn't expect nothing less from a guy in slippers, But yeah, Ange comes over so well now, Kaylee. It absolutely does. Scottish Midge. I like this name. I like this username. It's Matty here. I've subscribed. How you doing, Matty? I'm not sure if Matty narrows it down for me or not, but thank you for subscribing, and hail to you, mate. James Young, rock the Bhoycie. Rock the Bhoycie. The Clash. I love it. Team selection is 100% correct after Wednesday night, says Stephen Coulter. Yep, agree with that. Ange has big cojones when it comes to team selection, yes, and managers live and die by these decisions sometimes, For Ange gets the majority of his team selections right. There's been times this season he's got them wrong, of course there is. But on the whole, he's got a hell of a lot more right than he has wrong. And long may that continue. In comes the Hulk Banger. I mean, what a fucking name that is. What a username. The Hulk Banger. And he says, afternoon, boys. It's great to see us playing so well. And knowing we also have a strong bench today. Absolutely, Hulk Banger, because this is what I'm trying to get at now, with the 3 examples I gave. It's not downgrade. Remember, you've got a £7 million Julian, hopefully to come back. I know we speculated about that earlier, how serious his injury may well be, or if it's recurred. But you've got our top scorer still to come back, Kyogo. You've got David Turnbull in sensational scoring form from midfield this year to come back as well. That's just 3 names straight off the bat. It's just outstanding. A lot to be enthusiastic about now. And do you know what? Come the summer, it wouldn't surprise you if early summer, Ange has a couple of targets already lined up. Oh, chances! Tom Rogic wasn't missing that. It's a wonderful Celtic goal. It's 3-0 before half-time again. We shall not be moved. Over to you, Ibrox. Even if they do win today, they know they're against a team right now firing on all cylinders. The stage is set, says Michael McDonald. The Celtic dream can now be met. You're not miles off it. Having so many options is a joy. Tom Rogic hasn't even played, the last few games. He comes in his slippers. Matt O'Reilly thinks he's the cream of the crop for good-looking, left-footed, 6-foot midfielders. Well, Tom Rogic, 2 goals by half-time reminds Matt O'Reilly he's got a long way to go to be taking his jersey, which is just amazing competition. Love it. They're pushing each other. What a first half display from the Glasgow Celtic. Absolutely outstanding. It's 3-0, but all the supporters right now living in dreamland. I will be back in 2.5, 3 minutes, all right? And I will see you all then. In the meantime, enjoy some tunes, why no?
Some of his comments about me deliberately trying to cause controversy. Well, I work in the media now, and you've got someone sitting there next to you who's an embarrassment to the media profession. He's an apologist. He's a charlatan.
Hey, we are back. Half time. 3-0. It's been cruise control, isn't it? It has been Celtic for 25, 27 minutes, dominating possession, nothing crazy, clear-cut shot, and then just go through the gears. And that's what the Celtic side's doing right now to teams. Once we just turn up the volume a wee bit, and nobody can live with us right now. Absolutely nobody. Helen, Wednesday night, all over again. Not too dissimilar. Hope you don't mind if what we dairy milk here. I'm a wee bit hungry. Alex, another 3-0 halftime score. Top class. I mean, Celtic punished teams. These are the sort of scorelines that have reflected our dominance in first halves in particular for a number of months now, Eating on the stream, how unprofessionally. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. It's great. Ian, Big Rogic, superb. Absolutely. Stephen now wants more though. He wants 5 or 6. 4 points in front, says Colacoop. You can't see any way back for Motherwell now though, can you? You know, it's time. It's time for your title rivals, whatever you want to call them. Rangers, some people want to call them. Sevco, people get off on calling them, whatever. I'm good, Benny. They're going to be definitely aware of this score now at half time already. And it's just, you just know it's another wee stab. You know, it's a wee shit feeling for them. Just cranks up the pressure that wee bit more. And they don't like pressure. But anyway, this afternoon right now belongs to Celtic. It is natural, of course, to cast your mind a wee bit further ahead because it's a competitive environment we're in, isn't it? This is what we want. And there's Kookaburra. There's that sinking feeling again over in Govan. Oh, there's Chris Boyd's face. And we spoke about Chris Boyd. I felt fairly last night on the Bhoycie bus, you know. Don't treat people like me, people like you, for fools. Everyone knows what he means when he says no one tested out his tested out that face mask. No, I just meant no one got close to him. Why didn't you just say no one got close to him? You know, and if you meant just, it's just Rangers didn't put in enough, tackles, they didn't even try. They couldn't get close to Celtic. You know, it was never about that, what he was talking, Chris Boyd. And he shouldn't have been on the telly today, you know that, prick. Comments are absolutely flying in. Right, let's bring some up because I love this. Derry Jerry. What a name. Love it, Derry Jerry. What a team of players we have. Agreed. And they're only going to get better. Brown Warrior O'Reilly's looking on thinking, fuck, he really is that good. Well, considering they're twins, mate, he's probably well aware. But no, I mean, this is what I was talking about with Jonathan on the Monday Club recently. We were talking about competition for players, for places in the team, drives players on to performing better. And sometimes as fans can see us praising a Rogic, having to be a slight on O'Reilly, or you've got your favourite, you prefer Juranovic to Ralston. Oh, Ralston's been amazing though. No one disputes that. You know, that's the thing. These guys, you're watching Tom Rogic come back in. He's watched O'Reilly in training. He'd watched the contribution O'Reilly's made, particularly that Tynecastle debut, for example, springs to mind. He was awesome. He had a very good game against Rangers as well, to be fair, O'Reilly. And Rogic just went, no worries. I get my chance today. 2 goals by half time. And I'll go back to it. The press Rogic had done earlier, where we get the goal chalked off for offside. The press from Rogic is almost unrecognisable. Outstanding. This team is driving each other on. Undoubtedly. The return, you could argue, of James Forrest, whether his performances have been good or not. We've also noticed the Bader's performance level has went massively up in almost the exact same time frame that James Forrest has been available for selection again. Bader's performances have went back up to where they were at the start of the season. Let's go for more in the second half, says Ian. And, I would love that. Really put on a show. He says, Darren Ellis comes in. Good to have you on the bus, Darren. Come on, you boys. Ange's well and truly at the wheel. He is. He absolutely is. Ryan Kelly Ross, I'm just at the bit in the video when Rogic makes it 2-0. Your reaction to the goal just edges mine. Mine, it was slightly delayed. I thought the keeper somehow had saved it, but he hadn't. Brian O'Neill comes in. Hail, Bhoycie. 3-0, halfway there, and I'll enjoy the Rangers fans watching their game from behind their couches. Indeed. Jock Steiner comes in. Apart from McCoy, says Sutton, the Scottish pundits are an embarrassment. How can someone like Hugh Keevins still have multiple jobs in the media? I like Hugh Keevins. I've said it. I do. I think he's, it's a bit shock jock and stuff, but I quite like him. I don't know why. I've watched him get interviewed by my mate Regan Stevenson on a podcast, and he was very good with Regan, very good, and it was very interesting hearing him. I don't mind him, but I know what you mean. I mean, the standard of the media though on the whole Jock Steiner for me is shite as well. Hugh Keevins, I'm maybe not agreeing with, but the rest, take your pick. Honestly, who's that guy that goes out with Amy McDonald who's just wearing like Nike Air Maxes and joggers and that on sports scene? I mean, we all can dress as we like and that, but he looks like a twat, He must argue with her all the time. He just strikes you someone who just wants to argue all the time, you know? Shut up. Keevans is too old and out of touch. No time for ageism, you know? It comes. Luke's core. We watched together in Japan. If you didn't know, the Bhoycie bus is going global. And yes, brilliant to have you watching in Japan. And I'm glad you're enjoying the game as well and watching it together just now as well. Boydie's fake smile is glorious as O'Malley's cat. It's so true what you're saying, mate. I know exactly what you mean. Has anybody tested Boyd's mask yet? I actually read that at first. There's Bhoycie's there. I thought, John, me and you've been getting on so well. P. McGinley. Boyd's generally the worst pundit on TV, and this includes a pool with Robbie Savage and Michael Owen. It says a lot. Totally, mate. He's awful. He's awful. Brown Warrior thinks that Soup Taker apologist. Try and watch what we're doing with the other words, Brown Warrior. I don't want to be pulling these on the screen and then a screenshot gets taken. I know it's not just you, by the way. We've got a team to be proud of against this Chris Kerr. Bhoycie for president. Elbow. All I'm going to say is that I'm not saying they're related, but there's one hell of a coincidence that since the Bhoycie bus revved up, Celtic are unbeaten. They've been beat yet since the 6th of December, and it's 2 months to the day since the Bhoycie bus revved up. So I don't know. Who's to say we don't go unbeaten for the rest of the season? Welcome, says Brown O'Neill, our Japanese samurais. You know it. Welcome to everyone on the Bhoycie bus. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, hit the like button, give the show a wee share on Facebook or Twitter. Why not? We went live on Facebook actually last night as well for a wee change. We did it on YouTube and Facebook. I've got that option, you know. But I prefer just doing it in the one place, you know. It's better to have. Don't try and confuse folk, you know. This is where to catch the bus. Don't want to have too many stops, you know. Alex Forsyth, I hope they're using Boyd's comments in the dressing room for a team talk. Yeah, I mean, I think there'll be a bit of them just don't treat us like mugs, you know, and defend or try and twist what someone said into. I mean, honestly, he meant put in a challenge. Utter bullshit. You know, this has nothing to do with getting close to players, putting in fair tackles. I had some twat arguing with me on Twitter trying to go, oh, do you not want it to be a contact sport? So you're saying, Bhoycie, it's not a contact sport. You don't want a contact sport. He kept turning the argument in that. I was like, but mate, see if it was about tackles or getting close to players, he'd have just said that. Instead, he deliberately says, testing out his face mask. We all know what he's meaning. Get an elbow in there, you know? Old school. Shut up. Derek Jerry. Celtic have so many fantastic players. It's just going to be a turkey shoot from here to the last game. I share your optimism. I think there will be still a couple of bumps in the road if I'm completely honest. But I think our bumps, there's going to be a lot less bumps for Celtic than there will be the other side to come win the title. And that's what just makes us favourites now, you know? And the fact that, hey, we're looking like we're going to go 4 points clear, bar a miracle for Motherwell. Send your love to Bhoycie at the Crumble Dome today. Zane of Odin. If Scotland win the league, do you think Ange will get a gig in the Super League? Liverpool, maybe. What? I have no idea what all of this means. Zane, what are you talking about? If Celtic win the league, you mean? Would Ange get a gig in the English Premier League? Is that what you mean? Liverpool, maybe? Well, I think what Ange is showing so far is he certainly has the ability to manage at the top level, but there's no holier grail than managing Celtic. John Duncan, I was talking about this earlier, mate. You're spot on. We still have Kyogo to come back. It's incredible. Brown Warrior with Boyd's comments on McGregor's effectively doubled his tally against Celtic with that own goal. It's true, eh? It's very true. Typo. Yes, Sarah Voden. Don't worry. I'll translate for you, mate, you know? Hey, I remember my first beer on a Sunday as well. I don't think Ange wants a gig in England as of yet. I think he's in he's in the sort of job where he's going, do you know what? I think it'll be a 3-year job he'll do at Celtic. I don't think he'll be there for life or anything, but I think you'll get 3 years. I think he'll definitely want to crack at the Champions League with Celtic before he even considers a move away. I think if you look at the length of contract, Zane, as well, that we've signed players on 4 years, 5 years. I don't get the vibe. See, like you got with Rodgers, right? I know I talk about Rodgers quite a lot, but it was a great year. But I also got the vibe that Rodgers actually gave away what his end game was at Celtic when he signed players. Stepping Stone FC. That's what I called Celtic. I coined that term on the other pod. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was one of my finest moments. Because I think that's how Rodgers sold it to like to Dembele, Edward. Come here for a couple of years, you'll get a big move. And I think he was maybe looking in the mirror a wee bit when he said that. Go to Celtic, win some trophies, get another big move in the EPL. As much as maybe he did fancy being Celtic boss as well. And it tickled his balls a wee bit because of the loving that he was going to get. But what you find with Ange is he's signing everyone on 4.5, 5-year deals and saying, come here and be a legend. And I think Celtic are signing players that are very, very hungry right now, which is very good to see. Discoland. Yes, Bhoycie. Yes, mate. Abada must be worth 30 million easy as EPLs look down on our game. Well, I tell you what, I've seen a hell of a lot of worse players than Abada go for more than £30 million right now. So, start the bidding high. Celtic don't need the money. Hey, we're on a road to a wee 40 million jackpot at the end of this season as well, if we can keep this going. But, you know, like Angie, Celtic doesn't stop. The Bhoycie bus doesn't stop. And we are underway again at my end. I am watching on Sky Go, so maybe I'll be a minute behind if you're watching it just on your Sky box. Jockstein at Ange for Scotland. He thinks he'll go into international football after Celtic. I know what you mean. He's going to that age. He's going to getting to that age. Derry Jerry, love Bhoycie's accent. Thank you, mate. I had there was a girl on Twitter saying, she says, P.S. message. I can't remember what we're talking about. And then she says, P.S. by the way, you sound like the big one. And I says, it's when I say brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. I get all carried away. I'm not trying to sound like Billy Connolly, trust me. But I was laughing when she said that. I was like, oof. Brian O'Neill, Ange or Rodgers, who is the better manager? Well, obviously the popular answer would be to say Ange right now. But I think it's hard to say yet, you know. Rodgers has the trophies that matter to me the most. And that was the 7 that he won when he was in charge of Celtic. At this moment, Ange has 1. But, you know, we'll assess that debate after Ange leaves Celtic, you know, or we'll assess it once he gets to the 2.5-year, 3-year sort of territory, which is the fairest way to do it, I suppose. And Beaton and Forrest on. I mean, I didn't notice if that was the case. I'm too busy reading all these comments. I'm shocking at this. Billsy Ralston right now, our own half. In comes Ryan Kelly. What do we all make of the double change at half-time? Any worries? Hopefully Forrest has a good 45 and Beaton can stay solid for us. I'm not Beaton's biggest fan, to be honest. I don't get the McCarthy thing. I mean, for me, if the guy needs, if you can't trust him because he's not fit enough, play him right now. You know, Beaton's had several chances and still find him a bit of a liability, if I'm completely honest. Brilliant to see Beaton doing the usual bounce up there just by chucking the ball to a Motherwell player. Outstanding from Ralston there. Goes stride for stride, matching the Motherwell winger for pace, and then just shepherds the ball out, showing a wee bit of dig as well, and I like that. And it was Hatate and Abada who came off. Job done for those guys. Both scored midweek. Abada scored again this week. Hatate gets another assist. Those guys' numbers are outstanding this year. Well earned 45 on the bench for them. Forrest, I'd love to see put in a display today, you know. It's so easy to criticise, and at times I criticise Forrest more when he was in his peak than what I want to now, you know. I'd like to see him get to become in the 100 club for a winger. Outstanding achievement that would be. Not many have done it that haven't been centre forwards. And yeah, I mean, I think it's easy. I think it'd be easy to think, you know, he should just be straight back into his stride the way he has been in the past and things. But it's a long-term injury he's had. And, you know, the team's winning, so it's the right time for Forrest to come in and hopefully show, you know, Ange what he's all about as well. What have you all made of Maeda's contribution so far? Intrigued to get your thoughts on that. Far too early to judge him as well, by the way. I mean, overall, absolutely no. I think his work rate, etc., is going to fit into Celtic's demands. But quality on the ball, I've not seen loads yet. There was a brilliant wee sort of first time pass he played out wide right. I think it was midweek. You know, good link up play that he'd shown. Not seen that much though on the ball yet to blown me away, shall we say? But early days, perfectly relaxed about that as well. Disco and Forrest has been a great service to us from our academy as well. Absolutely. John Duncan, no terminado from Ange, you know it, mate. Is that boy Dole on the bench? I think you mean Doak. Ben Doak. I think he will be on the bench. I can't actually remember, to be honest. Vim the Timmins link up play a little sloppy, but I think he will come alive in the box. Yeah, absolutely. Kelly is back just after a wee half-time shower. I like it. Kookaburra, you've got to love the no-nonsense approach of Ralston and Cameron Carver because they've been a very nice tonic in a sexy Celtic team it was described as earlier. And whilst, you know, you need to, under Ange, you're going to need guys that are comfortable with the ball at their feet, that have good pace, good at the press. Starfelt at CCV, you're right, just no nonsense at the back. And yeah, I think it's a decent wee mix. Anthony says, no, he's not. Anthony is keeping us up to date with the selections today, the team lineups, the subs. Deflected effort there and a fantastic save from Joe Hart, corner Motherwell. And Joe Hart's hair at the front seems to be growing back in, or he stopped dyeing it blonde. I don't know. Pato, I told you to bet Rogic for 2 goals. Who listened? Well, the key question I'm going to pose to you, Pato, is did you listen to you? And did you back Rogic for 2 goals? And if so, how many shekels have you won, my friend? There's Paul McFarlane in the comments as well. Big 45 minutes for Forrest, still to show his worth to the squad this season. And as I touched on last night, you know, very sad news, the passing of Paul's mother, Rose. And, you know, everyone in the Bhoycie But's thoughts are still with you, mate, as are our prayers. Great to see you on the bus, talking some football with us as well. And hopefully the Celtic are providing a wonderful, positive distraction right now. I know sometimes it can be the best sort of thing for you, you know, getting lost in some Celtic chat, Celtic on the pitch. And yes, we are all thinking of you, and I'm sure the bus shares my views. In fact, I know they do. Maeda's been all right so far. Not Kyogo levels of spectacular, but he's done okay. I would agree with that. He presses well. He looks technically assured. Felt he squandered a few good chances in the game in Salawa. I have to think that P. McGinley, you've took all my thoughts on him so far and put them into that message. Anthony, what a difference a year makes to where we were from where we were last season to where we are now. Spot on, mate. It's night and day, and the less said about last season, almost the better now, you feel like. Kevin 14 would never write off Forrest. I know it. Scott Howes in the comments. We shall not be moved. You know it. Kookaburra. Looks like Rogic is wearing his hat-trick slippers. More goals to come. Could it be now? Maeda, first touch, shocking, mate, running onto that. Oh, he could have been in. That could have been a chance for your second goal. I nearly said first goal in a Celtic jersey. Good press from James Forrest, forced the error, and it's a clever little pass there. I'm not sure if it was for Maeda. Maeda's maybe tried to step over it, and that's why the first touch looks clumsy. Unlucky, mate. Unlucky. Agreed, Scott. Absolutely. Big heart with some save. It was. And that's what Joe Hart. You know, so tricky for a goalkeeper sometimes. Oh, brilliant from Giakoumakis. Wins a physical battle. Chips over the Motherwell player who he decked. Rogic, looking dangerous. Oh, McGregor. Just over the bar. There's Forrest coming in there. Giakoumakis playing it inside to Rogic, who was tempted, I think, for the shot, but yeah, Forrest on the overlap there might have been an option, but McGregor's finishing's usually actually a lot better than that. Maybe just a wee rush of blood to the head. Happens to the best of us. Robert McGuigan, hail, on the hoops. Hello from Belfast. Yes, mate. How you doing? Good to have you on the Bhoycie bus, mate. Thank you for joining us. Aaron Finnegan, Sevco will be quaking in their boots, saying this before their game. Well, we touched on it earlier. It's over to them very much, you know. And can they hang? That was the question I asked in the winter shutdown. If Celtic were to close the gap, and that's what I was talking about back then, closing the gap, not being the league leader. I just said, if we close the gap, can they hang? So far, so good for Celtic, and so far answered the question of can they hang? Not so sure they can. We'll find out more today. It is a home game, though. I mean, you're expected to win your home games. It's these tricky away ties that are the stickier ones. Celtic have dealt with this the same way they have everyone else so far since the winter break, with a pulsating first half display. John Duncan, we need to press on in the second half more than we have been lately. The goal difference could be important. Well, this is the thing. We can't get carried away just because we went top. At the end of the day, whether we all suspect our rivals might fall away or not is one thing, but we need to be professional as well and always think that they will, you know, last the distance with us. And we've been punished on goal difference and, in years gone by. And my Celtic supporting life has came down to goal difference, So, it would be, But yeah, I mean, if you've got a 3-0 lead at half time, why shouldn't we be able to win 5 or 6? Brian O'Neill, our skipper, needs to find his shooting boots. I know, I remember he used to get sort of 10, 12 goals a season. Callum McGregor, I know he plays a wee bit further back now, so perhaps he's not in as many goal-scoring positions, but his finishing always struck me as really good, really calm. That finish today just ballooned over the bar, didn't he? Shanique Jefferson, love that name. Is there any more room on the bus, or do patrons like to put their feet up? Get in, Shanique, on the bus. You know it. Welcome aboard. Always room on the Bhoycie bus. You know it. I know some of you are speculating if that's a pint of vodka in my hand, but it's not. Just sparkling water. Sparkling water, because I'm a changed man. Scottish Medge, I was so crying what Ange said on Wednesday. I wasn't quite crying, but it was good what he said on Wednesday, and it does ring true at times, 95% of the fans are going through all sorts of personal problems, and he hopes that Celtic display on Wednesday gave them a release from that temporarily, and that's why football can do so much for people's mental health and things, and derided by people who just don't get football, the last thing we need to worry about is fans back at the ground. Well, I actually think it's a huge thing that the government should have been thinking about during the pandemic, and, stopping the football mid-season this year, as briefly as it turned out to be, seems a folly decision. Mark Daly wonders if there'll be space for Turnbull when he is fit. The thing is, I think there's room. You see how quick Ange is to get Atati, for example, off at half time. I think that, you know, how quick he was to bring Roy. Oh! I think John Beaton's invented a foul, and he couldn't wait to book Giakoumakis. I told you this when you're beat on in the game at Tynecastle. Giakoumakis and John Beaton have had a ding-dong today, purely created by John Beaton, may I add. I think Giakoumakis is an over-enthusiastic challenge, maybe. He's got a wee toe in the ball. It's not a booking. Unless John Beaton's not had that conversation with him in the first half, which again was completely unfair. P. McGinley, there it is, Bhoycie. The GG booking you predicted. Beaton couldn't wait. Mental. You could see how these pricks go about their business, mate. I've seen it for too long as well, P. McGinley. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I keep calling you P. McGinley just because I'm reading it off your hand. I know it's Phil, isn't it? It's Phil. It is Phil. Or Baggio, if you prefer. Cucumber, I could have sworn it was a story. Oh, I wish, mate. I've got a hankering for one today. Do you know that as well? I've got a right hankering just to, you know, absolutely fuck it all up. You know that way? Just wake up, go back to my days off for a Sunday, Monday, right? You know that way? You're just so tempted just to like go back to work on the Tuesday, look at my bank balance, cry. I've missed those days, man. You know what I mean? Just shiting yourself, having the big waves of fear. You know, because your hangover's that stinking, and you've spent a fortune. But I'm gonna stay true. I'm gonna stay true. Do you see the cogs going around my beer? My beer? See? The cogs going around in my brain. The cogs going around in my beer. If that doesn't tell you what's on the mind, then nothing will. Folks should listen to the last 5 minutes of the Eaton's latest podcast. Nobody ain't welling up listening to that. Wow. Powerful stuff. I will give that a listen. I enjoyed the Endless Celts run from the weekend. I listened to that yesterday. I did my usual 2.5 mile walk. Do that every day. 2.5 miles. It's not bad going. In fact, I think it might be 3 mile. From this village to the next village and back. Getting a carry out. No, that wasn't. I see from corner kicks the ball bouncing our box far too often. Never used to see that with teams, you know, or you shouldn't see that with teams that are defending a corner well. When a ball is put in the air, we somehow so often see the ball bounce around that 6-yard box penalty area. Far too much for my liking. Celtic need to address how they deal with corner kicks, both defensively and offensively. If I had any criticism of the team, that would be it. Don't like criticising, but I need to be honest. Beaton is a Boyd, a total prick. I agree. He's a prick. Disco and let the people sing their stories and their songs. Now, Matt O'Reilly, who has started his Celtic career absolutely outstandingly well, comes on as a sub today. Not bad, eh? Oh, come Giakoumakis. Big wave to the Celtic fans before he comes off. Do you know what I like about Giakoumakis as well? He is right up for this, you know. He is right up for it. He's version 2 of Giakoumakis, but this is the real version we're getting in the second half of the season. Not the guy we've seen in the first half of the season. I think you can write all of that off. And on comes Gorgeous. Shot off for Gorgeous George. See what I did there? Pato had a 5 on Rogic, 2 or more goals at 40-1. Mate, that's well done. Very well done to you. That is superb. You were going to double it up with Tavernier for a couple later today, but I never bet odds on. By the way, Goldson is due a goal for them. Can it be better on Rangers players to score goals though, Pato? You cynical man. Hey, you're the one laughing today, mate. What's that? 40-1, 205 back? Good day at the office, mate. Good day at the office. Big G, you're getting a lot of praise there, Pato. But there's only one O we're concerned about on the pitch, and it's as Ryan Kelly says, come on, Mato. And of course, Jota. Mike McDonald says, here comes a couple of goals. Jota did score it for Park earlier this season. Brilliant near post finish. Honestly, a hospital pass there, Beaton. What do you want our players to get fouled? Greg Taylor must be baffled at that straightforward pass, and now he has to take a Dillion because Beaton's concentration is so shite sometimes. I mean, it's a 4-yard pass, and you've put Greg Taylor in all sorts of trouble there. Taylor won't back out. Stupid sometimes, Beaton, you know that. You're convinced by him. Greg Taylor limping about now. He must be like that. Beaton, you're a clown. And James Young says dirty tackle there, but Near Beaton's made the Motherwell players' mind up for that, you know. It's there to be won the ball. And yeah, it may be mistimed, but for me, I am that completely at Near Beaton. GG is a big bum toucher, says Kelly. He's always slapping someone's arse. Reminds me of Ray from Scary Movie. Brilliant. Big Giacomakis just patting arses on the way out. I like that. Ryan Kelly's all caught up in the stream now. Hey, good man. This guy under pressure is killing Tavernier and Goldson. Did they like it? I don't think so. Did they look happy? Martin MB12, good to have you on the bus, mate, and it's a fair question. Would you bring on Julian if he was on the bench? I probably would have thought, when you look at when he played these bounce 45 minutes against St Mirren, you look back to where you've seen the first photos of him in training, and you think of that on a timeline, a normal timeline of a player coming back from injury. Then you take into account a comfortable 3-0 scoreline, Celtic playing well, in very, next to no danger, really, if we're honest, of dropping any points today. But it'll also be a wee bit of a test in terms of the physicality of the match. Yeah, I think it does tick a lot of boxes for Julian to have made an appearance had he been on the bench. The big question will be, why is he not? Jota, Taylor, inside the Motherwell box, but it's cleared. I'd like to see someone have a go there. I think there was an opportunity for Jota to get a shot away rather than wait for the overlapping run made by Greg Taylor. Do you know that? Paul McFarlane with a great point. What a bench. Jota and O'Reilly coming on. Is there any point in teams turning up? You can't help but feel the wave of confidence that Paul's alluding to there, though, when you do see those subs. You think Hugo goes, Julien's not even involved. And Pato is saying 4.5 points ahead due to goal difference. I hear where you're coming from there as well. Jota, good ball in the box. Jamesy Forrest, I think that was, with a rear header. Saved by Liam Kelly's feet. Good goalie, him, in fairness to him. Hi, it is Jamesy Forrest. My eyesight's shite, by the way. Good save. Credit where it's due. That actually reminds me, I'm going to need to get my eyes tested. You might see me wearing glasses in the pod soon. I used to wear glasses, I just stopped wearing them. But I didn't wear them for long. I don't like wearing them. But like 4 or 5 years ago, I wore them for about a year and a bit and then just stopped. I was like, I can't be fuck wearing these, man. But the difference is night and day. I really should be wearing them. I look a bit like fucking. If I better get thick rimmed ones again though, because I was getting patter like I looked like fucking Garth. My hair was a bit longer though, do you know what I mean? The big thick glasses. Yeah, I agree, McKinley. It was a very, very good save. Right, Ralston. Another assured display by you, which is great. No concerns about Ralston being in this team ever now. It's just awesome. McKinley, honestly, mate. Right, Kelly, it is a funny one for Julien, to be honest. If it was a player in a more advanced position, then you'd have no issues bringing them off the bench. He's not even on the bench. That's the real talking point, Ryan. And I think that will get discussed. Obviously, we're back with the Monday Club with Jonathan tomorrow night. And I will be picking his brain on that one, because I want to know what Jonathan makes of why Julien's went from looking like on this road to recovery. Remember, the photos are posted by Celtic. Julien was then RTing, still hoops upside your head, things like that, and looking like he's on the brink. Maybe he's out the squad completely. Oh, it's a beautiful ball, O'Reilly. It was slightly behind Jota, you know that. And by the way, who's this doing the commentary on Sky? Oh, that better not be for offside. Yeah, he's fouled. Yeah, his touch was poor, but slightly behind him. He needed the ball a wee bit quicker. Aye. Brian O'Neill says Jamesy missed a feckin' sitter. I was just surprised to see him header it though. Come on, Brian. Come on. Matt Daly, James has been right off the boil. Yeah, he's not been great since he came back, but yeah, Ryan, it's mad, isn't it? I mean, not on the bench. We're now going to need to start looking at it, Ryan, as what is happening there with Julien. I mean, I know there's not a lot of concerns, by the way, right now, being a Celtic fan with what we're seeing and the decision-making process that Andrew's doing. He's getting a hell of a lot more right than he is wrong. Maeda, here goes the pace. This is where we like to see him one-on-one. Oh. Berenson! The ball. Maeda's trying to finish on his left foot. When he shoots, he's sliding. The Motherwell defender, I thought, made a brilliant recovery tackle. But the ball loops up in the air. It feels like it's far an edge. But when it lands in the back of the net. Look what it means to Maeda. But these are the positions you want to see this guy. And I wonder if he is going to be at his best through the middle, perhaps, and out wide. We've actually had better options than Maeda for out wide role. It's electric pace. When he gets one-on-one with a defender, it's every defender's nightmare. And even though it's a fantastic recovery tackle by Mugabe, the ball still goes up in there, loops up, and lands in the back of the net. 4-0. Get in there. But brilliant from Maeda. He's on the break. When he's running in, he then cuts inside in his left foot. The defender's kind of trying to watch him now over his shoulder and spin round to make the recovery tackle. He does a very good job, but still doesn't get quite enough on it to prevent the ball going in the net. And Maeda, he goes down as a Maeda goal, 100%. And it's 2 now in his Celtic career for him. An electric impact since he's went up top. Hell, McCallum, nice one. Aaron Finnegan, come on. P. McGinley, yeah. Stephen Coulthard, 4-0. I'm glad I wasn't looking up there at the screens because you'd probably told me slightly before me. I'm on 71 minutes, 45 seconds. Ball across Maeda! He's got to finish that, I mean, his pace is electric. See, to be fair, when the ball first goes across, you think you need a slide to make it. But he actually doesn't because his pace is so lightning. I think that should be a comfortable finish for Maeda. Is he going to be one of those players that the reason he scored 23 goals in the J-League is actually most strikers have scored 50 because he can get in these positions so often. Jota, that ball was as delicious as your headband, son. Kookaburra, you make your own luck. Absolutely agree with that. Anthony, how fast is Maeda, by the way? The speed of the man. I know, because when the ball was first played across, genuinely I thought, oh, he might need to throw himself at that. Then when you watch the replay back, the ball's comfortably underneath him as he goes to finish it. If anything, he then gets 2 underneath the ball with a poor finish. But again, settling in periods. Great link-up player there for Maeda. Again, the flick header. And now you could swear it was Tom Rogic running through there and to put pressure on the keeper. Instead, it's Matt O'Reilly. And, just that slight bit of closing down there from O'Reilly forces Liam Kelly to send an aimless ball out the park and Celtic now have possession back again. Relentless is the word. Let's go Celtic, says Robert McGuigan. You know it. Like I did after the Rangers game, since it's been a really positive result, if anyone wants to join me on post-match pish, we'll go live half an hour after kickoff. I don't know what that works out as. What do you think? 3:45? We'll go live. If any of you want to join me, drop me a wee message, and I will 100% get you on, and we can discuss. The match. If anyone fancies it, let me know. Drop me a wee message. You can DM me on Twitter, Facebook, stick it in the comments. I'll send you a wee link and we can go live for post-match pish at 3:45. If you're keen, I'm keen because you'll probably be bored of hearing my voice. You know, we had a couple of guests on after the Rangers game. I'm more than up for doing that with a couple of new faces today. If you want to talk Celtic with Bhoycie for post-match pish, or post-match pish in Liam Cole's case, feel free. Come on. It'd be great to get some other Celtic fans' perspectives rather than just mine. If you don't want to and it's just me, that's all good. I'm comfortable with that. Aaron Finnegan, Celtic took me an alcoholic last year. Now I'm happy to watch the games with a glass of water. Well, good luck in your road to recovery, Aaron, first and foremost. And a big thanks, I'm sure, down to the Celtic displays this season. You know, the Celtic team last year drove you to drink. But now the Celtic team, they make you want to raise a glass. You know, a big difference, isn't there? The Hulk banger. After the past week, you can really see everything is coming together. Happy Sundays. Love it. Ian will be peeling his totties at the time. Absolutely fair enough, Ian, mate. Kaylee would love to, but could never be trusted. It's fair enough. It's fair enough. No biggie. If no one wants to do it, that's absolutely fine, by the way. There is no pressure. Just a wee nice idea when we're so comfortably ahead. It's an easy show to do. I wouldn't throw it to the wolves, you know, if we got beat today, I wouldn't expect, you know, who wants to come on the show, you know? It can be a toxic atmosphere when we get beat. Disco, and I can't watch this fat boy on Sky. Scottish Medge just repeating that brilliant quote from Ange. It's Shota! It's Shota! Oh, mate. He decided to go alone that time, and you know what? Why not? Kelly got the save. I thought Jota did the right thing there. I quite like that direct approach. Oh, brilliantly worked. From the corner, Maida gets the ball across. It just somehow goes across the face of goal. But it's relentless again from Celtic. We've just turned the screw again. Chances, it goes out for a corner. Celtic just going through the gears again. Like I say, cranking up the pressure a wee bit. And you can just see Motherwell now. They just want to get to full time, let's be honest. Good save again from Liam Kelly. I actually think he's one of the better keepers in this league as well. Ball more direct this time, easier for the goalie, just down his throat a wee bit, that one. I need those glasses, boys. I can't tell Rogic and O'Reilly apart. Kookaburra, I like what you've done there. They are so similar, eh? Oh, Stephen was at Martin O'Neill event in Livingston. Yeah, he's doing a lot of the circuit right now. I want to go to the one. That'd be great. I should maybe book Martin O'Neill. We did an event. That'd be good, eh? Need some serious pennies to stump up front for it, but could make it back, I'm sure. Rogic and O'Reilly, genuinely, I can't tell the difference between. Jota, it's off the post, Rogic, you donkey. He went near post. I thought he'd went across the goal. But it was, again, I agree with Andy Walker at the best of times, but it was Rogic who won it in his own half, sets up the move. He doesn't stop anymore and admire it, which I kind of liked him doing that, you know. But it's him who's at the end of the return pass. Unlucky. Yeah, Red Scotland, exactly. Rather than trying to pull the wool over our eyes, Chris Boyd, you know, and that is what it comes down to. He was trying to pull the wool over our eyes by, oh, I just meant get close. No, you fucking didn't. I've never heard anyone describe getting close as test out a face mask. Honestly, test out a cheekbone. Dylan Black, good to have you back in the bus. Hello, how you doing? Stephen, I did see that there's one in May at the ACCC. We should go. Why not? Mark Daly, you can see it irons now as the players in place to sustain the pressure in the second half. That was previously missing. I agree. And he's definitely utilising his squad today, isn't he? And I also think Celtic are picking and choosing their movements. I felt, and I said this about the game on Wednesday, I felt that Celtic slightly stepped back, shall we say, in that first half, between, you know, sort of 25 to 35 minutes. Then the last 10 minutes of that first half decided to turn the screw on again. Very much like we have the most recent 10 minutes of this fixture at Fir Park. We're 4-0 up. It's a corner Celtic, 79 minutes gone. This is great. Dylan's asking how I'm doing. Mate, I am electric, mate. Good to have you on the bus. Loving life. What a marker to put down those who doubted us. How strong is this team's mentality right now? I agree, Brian. You're spot on. Now it's standing ovations for Greg Taylor. Who thought we would see this? And it's Juranovic coming on. What has he been called just now? Fireball. You know, it's been great this season. How many players have got their own song this year because we're loving them all that much? It's just quality. Disco and come on, you know. Oh, Juranovic having a go already from about 35 yards out. Wow, why not? I don't know quite what this thing is. That Jura Juranovic? Red Scotland wouldn't have Julian playing ahead of Starfelt. For me, the position is Carl. So 100% it is. 100% it is. I think the debate right now, though, Red, would have to be, where is Chris Julian? Not in the squad today, not in the squad midweek. We're going to discuss this at length tomorrow night on the Bhoycie bus on the Monday Club. And it is a good debate to have. I don't think the concern right now, Red Scotland, is about Julian's starting spot. It's where is he, full stop. Giacomakis now got a chance. Taylor needs one now. There's just a pure loving with the Celtic team. Ryan Kelly, it's the Pitbull song Fireball, Rusmith. I know it may well be that, but to be honest, I've got no idea about any Pitbull songs. Red Scott, the keeper didn't even try to save Rogic's shot off the post. He just felt the ground resign. Not the first player this week to do that, Red Scotland, is he? Although we could say that was more of a crouching tiger, hidden Rangers player. A moment by Borna Barisic. Jura is due a belter from 30 yards. Well, we know he's capable of it. I think it was his final appearance for Legia Warsaw. He scored an absolute screamer. Brian O'Neill, I love this take on it. We've stamped our authority on the league today. The win at Paradise was just the start. Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Great times we are potentially living in right now, you know. Massive game today. And, you know, we've came up trumps. We really have. Disco, and I like this take from you as well. This team are gaining steel about them, but it's combined with an attacking flair. Yeah, I mean, we're maybe all about the latter earlier on this season, whereas now, oh, jeez, what a trip that is in Maida. Fucking hell. Free kick, edge of the area, says McGinley. We know it, mate. We know it, Phil. Don't put in a yes. Don't do it, mate. Wait 60 seconds, bounce about wherever it is you're watching the game right now, and then put the yes, and I'll have caught up. Brian Kelly thought it was a red for a second. If it had been Giakoumakis, it would have been anyway. Here we go. Juranovic, O'Reilly, over the ball, looking menacing. Oh, is it going to be Juranovic? Oh, side netting. Lovely effort, you've got to say. In comes the Hawk Snipe Z. Love this name. Brilliant. Great to see so many new names again. Like the Derry Jerry. Love it. He says, beat unsteady. I know, mate. I know. I think he's had enough chances. I would have given him McCarthy the run out today instead. Maybe I'm a wee bit. In fact, no, I'm no bias. I'm no. I just, beat on. Nah. Anyway, it's all about opinions, as they say. We all knew that when it all clicked at Celtic, this team would start putting teams to the sword. It is now happening. 100% it's happening in front of our very eyes. I was kept in. Fuck off, John Beaton. Any excuse to say that to me. Can't help it. Come on, you boys in green. Hawk Snipe Z, you know it. The last two games this season, the opposition has never troubled us, and don't see Aberdeen offering anything. Totally get it. Dylan Black says, remember Celtic Vero Scout? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, mate. It's on right now. We're watching it. Scottish Midge. Talking about Martin Compston there. Random, but yes, he is. So, 5 minutes plus injury time to go. Another fantastic scoreline right in front of us right now. 4-0 Celtic at Fir Park. We will be doing some post-match pish around 3:45, 3:50. The offer is there. If you want to come on and join me for some PMP, feel free. Just been out on Twitter too. But now on Twitter, they're sorry about the silence. You could probably, again, as I say, see the wee cogs going round and round, man, honestly. Can't do two things at once. Put a wee tweet. See if anyone wants to come on, Gordon Duncan will be crying into Hugh Keevan's wrinkly arse. Wow. Wow, Martin. That is a thought. Brian O'Neill. Today we've saw the depths of Andrew's recruitment. Oh, good handling from Ian Kelly. Who, do you know what? I don't think he's had the worst game for the fact we're 4-0 up. Do you know that? He really hasn't. The Hawks night, the Celts are coming home. Ian, it could have been 8 or 9 today. Paul McFarlane. Celtic then, Celtic now, Celtic fucking forever. We're going to win the league. There's optimism in the ranks. You can't blame them. Man, I know. Do you know the thing is, I bring up comments like that just because I'm half laughing, half going, oh, and then half going, I need to see what folks' reaction is to this. But yeah, if anyone wants to come on the Bhoycie bus tonight for post-match pish, feel free. folk are liking the tweet. They're not replying to it, but they're liking it. Oh, Maeda. Ghosts in there, nearly on the end of it again. Again, he looks a bit uncoordinated times, but I kind of like it. What a team, says Anthony Ingalls. Mark Dale, with EPL teams already taking notice of players. I hope we can keep this team together. Well, the fact is, teams always are evolving. And Celtic don't need to sell, but we know that the money down there is crazy. If it's sloshing about and they want to put 20, 30 million, what could Ange Postecoglou do with 20, 30 million? That's the thing. And obviously, you know, if we can keep this up and we stay at top of the league, the chances are, I know there's a very slim chance that we don't get automatic Champions League qualification, but the chances are we will be 40 million all the richer as well if we were to win this league. Hawk Snipe Z, positive vibes, mate. I love it. He says we need Kyogo back. We don't need him back, though. That's the thing. We don't need him. It would be good to have him back the way, just to get even stronger. Oh! Amida's nicked in again. Forrest. Only one thought in his mind, eh? Wee greedy bastard. Forrest with it back, edge of their area. Now Jota on the left. Forrest overlapping. He does pass it to Forrest now. Back to Jota. Commentating a wee bit there, eh? You're just a shite, Rob McLean. That's how I can hear you bastards singing. Ryan Kelly, the best 90-minute performance we could have asked for. Always room for slight improvement, however. You know it, Ryan. We won 10 in one game this season. I called it at the start of the season when I was on the other pod. We could put 10 past the team this season. I still think we could. Hugo won't get this team. Sell him. Ah, you're right. We want Kyogo back. Ian says Rogic man of the match. Hard to argue with that. We shall not be moved. My tweet's getting a lot of love on Twitter. Nobody's actually saying they'll come on the post-match push for me. Plenty of time, yeah, plenty of time. When was the last time you seen 2 minutes at full time as well? Big John Beaton, 2 minutes. Give space, it's just impossible. Even the number of subs would make, 2 minutes up. No injury time at all. Shuts up. He can't take any more of the pain, John Beaton. It's great, it's lovely. There's Ryan Kelly, WSNBM, we shall not be moved. We move 14 ahead of Rangers, Sevco, delete where appropriate, in the goal difference ranks, which is lovely. Man on. Oh, we tugged there, ref. I didn't think you'd notice that. Just as O'Reilly was lining up the shot, Jota, beautiful flick. Juranovic put the ball in the mixing pot, but no, nothing doing. Like it, John Beaton, he's desperate to blow already. Get it right around you. Corner. Brilliant. Beaton has a pint waiting him at the Crown Bar. You know it. Anyway, we will be back. I'll let everyone go and watch their favourite full-time reactions, and we will come back half an hour. It's a long time to talk straight, but post-match pitch will begin in half an hour. It might just be me. Who knows? Maybe someone will take me up on Bhoycie's offer. It is there. If you want to come talk Celtic with me, I look forward to seeing you. Anyway, I'll let you all go just now. Thank you to everyone who's watched. As always, it's been great banter in the comments. That's what makes the Bhoycie bus tick. I'll be back in half an hour. We'll have a wee review of the game. I might be alone, I might not be.